And so it is now the perfect segue to talk about Plan B and what are the three main components of Plan B. And we can explain them as simple as we can in this limited time.
Yep.
And maybe after that, we can do one or two examples for
Right.
parents to get an idea of how they can do this collaborative approach, because it sounds good, but it can be seductive that parents end up taking over the whole problem solving process,
Oh,
not realizing that they're going down the unilateral road again, and then the child shuts down or just do whatever they need to do to get the parents off their back. So the Plan B option, what does it entail?
when you're solving a problem collaboratively with a kid, but quite frankly, with anybody, this is just as relevant to adult problem solving as it is to adult kid problem solving. There's 3 steps. The first step is called the empathy step. The second step is called the define adult concern step. And the third step is called the invitation step. As I always say, the names of the steps don't matter very much. The ingredients matter a lot. The main ingredient of the empathy step is information gathering. This is where caregivers are, and by the way, I don't want people thinking, so we do this in the heat of the moment. No, you do this proactively, because the problems you're solving with your kid are highly predictable if you identify them ahead of time. What I am frequently saying to the caregivers I work with, whether parents or staff in treatment facilities or educators in schools, is I'm going to get you out of the heat of the moment. We're gathering information from the kid about what's making it hard for the kid to meet a particular expectation. Example, I was doing a podcast similar to this one with a father who does father podcasts about 2 years ago. And he was telling me that his 3-year-old daughter was having difficulty brushing her teeth before she went to bed at night. He told me he thought he already knew what was making it hard for her to brush her teeth before she went to bed at night. He was positive it was the taste of the toothpaste. So he's telling me 8 to 10 different flavors of toothpaste later, she was still having difficulty brushing her teeth before she went to bed at night. So finally, he's telling me he did the empathy step. And what did he learn from his 3-year-old daughter? That when he was using the electric toothbrush on her teeth before going to bed at night, it was getting water all over her face and she hated it. As I said to him, well, now there's a concern 8 to 10 different flavors of toothpaste would never address. And by the way, one of the biggest concerns about this model is people think it's going to take too much time. 8 to 10 tubes of toothpaste later?
Yes.
I'm saving you time. The define adult concern step is where the adult.
Before we get to that, can you give an
Yep.
example though? Because parents will say empathy. How do I gather that information? So with that dad, what would be the best way for him to have that empathy step?
Start that conversation.
Yes.
He would say, I've noticed you've been having difficulty brushing your teeth before going to bed at night. What's up?
I don't know.
I don't know is a very common response. Well, think about it for a second. Try to picture me brushing your teeth before you go to bed at night. And think about what's hard about that for you. By the way, notice the kid's not in trouble. We're not talking with the kid about their concerning behavior, screaming, swearing, hitting. We're not talking about that. Notice we're not mad. We're just trying to solve a problem together.
It's given an observation. I observe that it's hard for you. So again, I think that's important for parents, is not to say it in a way where there's judgment. It's just that I observe that you have a challenging time. I see that you have a challenging time brushing your teeth, instead of, why is it so difficult to brush your teeth? That has judgment all over it. So again, it's how you say that empathy piece as well.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
So the define adult concern step is where the adult is entering their concern into consideration. The same concern that adult might previously have tried to address unilaterally. For example, if you don't brush your teeth, I'm not reading you a bedtime story. What? I mean,
that has nothing to do with the other. Yeah.
Well, not only does it have nothing to do with the other, you're sacrificing your relationship with your kid in the service of clean teeth. What if I could get you both? What if I could get you relationship and clean teeth. Adult concerns usually fall into one or both of two categories: how the unsolved problem is affecting the kid, and or how the unsolved problem is affecting other people. So what would the father's concern have been? If you don't brush your teeth before you go to bed at night, then the bacteria from the food you've been eating all day is going to sit on your teeth, and it could cause cavities. And it hurts a lot to get cavities filled. And to tell you the truth, I don't really want to spend the money. By the way, some very good things are already happening here, right? Among them, the kid is learning that they've been hurt. The kid is also learning how to take somebody else's concerns into account.
Yes.
And the caregivers are learning the exact same things.